75 minutes this morning together. And in case you didn't know, 75 minutes is my absolute favorite amount of time for class, both as an instructor and also as a student. We're going to have a lot of fun. Now let's get settled onto our mats. Take a breath in. Exhale, press your palms down. Take a breath in. Exhale, set your hips back. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, downward facing dog. Set your eyes to the back of the mat and then walk your knees out. So bend one knee, bend the other. You want to wake your body up, get it prepared for the rest of practice. This is integration, our first sequence out of the 11 sequences in the journey into power. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Walk your feet up to your hands. Up here, take a halfway lift, either with your fingertips on the floor, on your shins, wherever that works. Now, press back through your fingertips to create a long spine here, pressing your sits bones back to the far side of the mat. The crown of your head pulls up to the top of your mat. Nice job. Big breath in. Big breath out. Hug your belly up, let your head drop, ragdoll. Nice job. Let your head drop down. Press the four corners of your feet down into the mat. Roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Extended mountain with a breath in. Hands down to heart center. So we'll start class today by chanting 3 ohms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Breath in, halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. 2 breaths here. In and out. One more time. Breath in. Breath out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Reach up through your fingertips. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Breathe out on your way down. Then inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 2 breaths now. In. Fill up larger this time. And out. One more time. Breathe in. Fill, fill, fill. Breathe out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Press down through your feet. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Up dog, eyes to the ceiling. Downward facing dog, eyes to the back of your mat. 2 breaths. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain, eyes to the ceiling. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. 2 breaths now. In and out. One more time. Breathe in. Fill up. Breath out. Jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Eyes to one point. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right side, warrior one. Press the foot down, breathe in, reach up, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog, left side, warrior one. Breathe in, look up through your fingertips, breathe out, hands to the mat. Up dog, down dog. Take 2 breaths here. One more time, breathe in, breathe out, move, feet to hands. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose, eyes to one point, fold. Halfway lift, eyes to one spot, chaturanga. Keep your eyes at the same point. Up dog, new spot. Down dog, new spot to look at. Right side, warrior one, eyes to the ceiling. Chaturanga. Up dog, eyes to the ceiling. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Breathe in, eyes up. Breathe out, hands down. Up dog, down dog. 2 breaths. Start to build the tapas now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Move feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Deep breath in. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Move through. Up dog with a breath in. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Powerfully reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left side warrior one. Press down through the balls of your big toes. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. So equanimity is the art of meeting life as it meets you, calmly, without drama or fuss. One more breath. Let it go. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Find one spot. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. At the bottom of chaturanga, wait, then up dog, down dog. Right side warrior one. Get low in the lunge. Find the pause between your breaths. Then chaturanga. Move to the next pose. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Breathe in, reach, stay for that pause. Chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. 2 breaths now. We'll move into our last Sunday. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out, and then feet to hands. Halfway lift, fold. Chair. Sit 2 inches lower. Fold. Nice job. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Get lower in the lunge. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And then down dog. Left side warrior one. Lowest lunge yet. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And into down dog. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. Yeah, sigh it out. One more time. Breathe in. Let your breath go. And now bring your right leg up into the air. You're going to step your heel as high up as it can go, really reaching up towards the ceiling. Now bend your top knee. Open up your hip. Either stay here in 3-legged dog or bring both feet to the mat, flip dog. Now, for those of us in flip dog, you're looking to open up through that top right hand shoulder. Yeah, you've got it. Here, reach out towards my hand. And can you press your palm over here just a little bit more? Oh, yeah, there you go. That's it. Big stretch. Lifting your chest up towards the ceiling and then come back over. High plank and into side plank. Bring your eyes up to the ceiling this time. Where your energy, where your eyes go, your energy flows. So bring your attention upwards. You're looking for the lift in this pose. Take one more breath, and then chaturanga on your way out. Up dog, and down dog. Now bring your left leg up into the air. Get high onto your tippy toes on the bottom foot. Yeah, that's it. Really press down, lift up as high as you can go with your back foot. Bend your top knee. Open up your hip. Flip your dog. Now focus on both heels now. Pressing down into the mat in order to lift your hips up. Still looking for that opening out of your left shoulder, opening your chest up towards the ceiling, looking for the fullest expansion of the pose here. Eyes to one point. Use your drishti, your gaze as an anchor. Stay for just one more breath, and then come back over high plank and into side plank. Eyes up over your top middle finger, looking straight up towards the ceiling. Now press your palm up towards the ceiling. Press your feet up towards the ceiling. How tall, how high can you get in this pose? Take one more breath, and then chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and down dog. Let's go right side warrior, right side crescent lunge. You know, warrior one, crescent lunge, they kind of sound the same, right? Not really at all. That's okay. Now for your crescent lunge, let's take a look here and get your back foot so that your heel is stacked over top of your toes. Now for a lot of you, this probably means coming 2 more inches out with your front foot and then really getting low in the lunge. So what you're going to find here, bring your fingertips up to the ceiling, is that, yeah, you can do crescent lunge where you're like this, and you're kind of in the pose. You're feeling a lot of this quad activation, right? Thumbs up if you've got your quads turned on. Yeah? Okay. Now we're going to drop our hips 3 inches lower. So what you're doing here is actually activating your hamstring instead. When you bring your leg down this low, can you really feel the back of that leg turn on? Give me a thumbs up. You can also do thumbs down, by the way, if you don't actually feel that. Take a deep breath in. Hands to heart center and twist to the left. Now use your eyes here, your drishti, your gaze, your attention to hone the pose. Sit your hips down 1 inch lower. Now take it to the fullest extent that you've got. If you can open up your hands today, go for it. If just staying in the pose is your fullest extent, the biggest challenge, great, stay there then. Take one more deep breath in. Full breath out, inhale, rise up, crescent lunge, and into warrior two. Drishti over your front fingertips. Get down low in the lunge in the front leg. Take it to a new space. Create a pose here that you've never done before, a new discovery of your body, a new discovery of the practice right now. Now, soften something in the pose, whether that's the muscles in your face, whether that's making your breath just a little bit easier. Find some way. Extended side angle. Bring your palm down to the mat. Reach your front hand up over the top of your head. Yeah, you've got it. So here, like you're giving me a high five there. Now press this top hand up. That's it. You've got it. Deep breath in. Exhale and chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. Down dog. Breathe out. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out. Yeah. One more time. Breathe in. Sigh it out. And now left side crescent lunge. There you go. So bring your front foot out immediately 3 inches further forwards. Take the pose to a space that you haven't tried before. Now, instead of having the quad pushing forwards, get low into the lunge on the front leg. And this probably means that your knee is going to come out over front of your toes. That's okay. A lot of times you hear people say that you shouldn't be doing that. It's actually fine for your body to have your knee out over your toes. Now, eyes up to the ceiling. Create height here. through the sides of your body, reaching the whole way up through your fingertips. Get as tall as you can in your upper body while you're still sitting your hips low. I know you're creating an equal and opposite reaction in this pose. Take one more breath, and then hands to heart center, twist to the left. 3 full breaths here. Open up your arms, eyes to one point. Take on your fullest extent of the pose. That's breath 1. Breath 2. One more time, full inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior 2. Drishti over your front fingertips. Come down low in that front knee. Yeah, Ruben, good stuff. You've got a little bit more space there. You can come down 1 inch lower. Now, just as an FYI, this is the pose where I look at my instructor and I go, I think I probably hate you at least a little bit. That's okay. Take a deep breath in and then go 1 more inch lower. Yeah, because you've got the space to do it. Now take extended side angle. Reach your top hand over the front of your head, lifting up towards the front of your mat. Get as long as you can. So press down through your back right foot and then reach up hard until you can feel a stretch from your foot all the way up to that top pinky finger. Can you find it there? Stay. 1 more breath in. You've got this. Breath out, chaturanga. Up dog. Yeah, and into down dog. Take a breath in. Big breath out. Move feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair. And sit down low in your chair. So you've your heels. Press down through your heels, like you're melting them into the floor, melting them into the mat with how much energy you're pressing down through the backs of your heels. Now, lift up all 10 of your toes. That's it. Sit your hips 2 inches lower. You have the space to do the pose. It's all right. Eyes to one spot. Build the tapas here. The heat in your body. Sit 2 inches lower. You have this. 1 more breath, and then forward fold. Bring your fingers, your pointer fingers around your big toes, feet out to the edges of your mat. Yeah, I know. Now let your head drop down. Take long, steady breaths, focusing on your exhales here. In this forward fold, focus on pushing all of the air out of your body when you reach the bottom of that exhale. Then breathe in new air. Use your exhales as a clearing to move out the old energy, move out the stuff that's not serving you in your practice this morning. With each exhale, fold 1 inch deeper. Find a new exploration of your pose. Pull down through your fingers, dropping your head even lower. That's it. Oh my. Ooh. I think I just drowned half the studio. Okay, let's go. Chair pose round 2. Yikes. We affectionately in my York class, we call it the splash zone. If you're in my front 5 spots, there's a solid chance I'm going to kick my water bottle over and it's probably going to land on your mat. It's okay. It's just a part of the practice. Sit your hips low. Go for the edge of the pose. You found it last time in chair round 1, so find it newly for yourself. Find a challenge. Sit your hips 2 inches lower, hands to heart center, twist to the right. Take 3 breaths now. Your neighbors need to hear you or they won't be able to tell where they are. It's okay. You can twist whichever direction you want. Take 1 more big breath here. And then we'll inhale, rise up, chair pose. Hands to heart center. Twist to the left. That's it. Or just the opposite side, whatever that is for you. Now sit your hips 2 inches lower. Lift your heart up high, twisting that top shoulder up towards the ceiling. Stay for one more full breath here, and then inhale, rise up, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Bring your feet out to the edges of your mats. Tuck your palms underneath your toes and let your head drop down. Take a breath in and then sigh it out. Take another breath in. Sigh it out. Last one. Crow pose. So if you're somebody who's got their crow pose down, you're like, I have this, let's go into my usual crow pose, go there. If you're somebody who doesn't have a crow pose yet where they can pick their feet up off the mat, take your block and put it on your mat. Crow pose, for those of you who can hold, you're going to stay there a little extra longer. You'll bring your feet onto the block, and from there, use that as leverage to start picking your feet up off the ground. Now that's it. You have this. Hold it for 5. Nice job. Yeah, you got this, Maureen. 3. Eyes to one point. 2. Last breath. Chaturanga. Nicely done. Move through up dog with a breath in. Down dog, breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise up. Eagle on the right side. Right arm under, right leg over. Drishti to one point. Yeah, let this first eagle be messy. Just go for what eagle looks like today. That's it. If you fall out of equanimity, congratulations, you found the edge of the pose. That's the fullest extent. So when you find the edge, that's a good thing. But when you fall over the edge, we're just going to get back into the pose, okay? Left side eagle. Left arm under, left leg over. Eyes to one point. Use that drishti, which is, again, your gaze, your attention, and your focus. Put that all on one spot that's not moving. Take a big breath in, and then switch sides. Right side eagle, right arm under, and right leg over. Now sit down low. Yeah, squat lower into the standing leg. Really use it to hold you up. And inner revolution is not about taking control. Control has no real healthy place in our lives, and it only robs us of our serenity. We think we can change things by taking charge. Switch sides. Left arm under, left leg over. Last one, eagle. We think that we can change things by taking charge, by grabbing the bull by the horns. But if you think about it, grabbing a bull by the horns would be an absolutely crazy thing to do. We change by finding equanimity and learning to relax right in the middle of conflict-filled moments. Right side, standing leg raise. Take your hand to your knee, or otherwise you can grab your toes. If you're somebody who's done hand to the knee for a long time and you're like, okay, this is my usual thing, I just hang out here, it's not really challenging for me anymore, but you're not ready to extend your foot, you can always bring your fingers to your big toe and just stand there with your knee bent. You don't have to try the press out. That's it. Take 3 big breaths now. Find that calm in the middle of the storm. When you want to fall over, keep your eyes on one spot. Take a deep breath in and then let it go. Last one. And then we'll switch sides. Foot down, left foot comes up. Still holding this. Left side standing leg raise. Again, you can go for your knee, and you could also up level the pose and start going for your toes. Now, eyes to one point. Press down through the ball mound of your big toe and your standing foot. That's it. Take one more breath, and then both feet to the mat. Now, for airplane today, we're going to do a hand bind. So behind your back, you can either interlace your fingers like this or interlace your thumbs. Whatever it is, before you go for airplane, press your fingertips down to the mat. So you're getting really tall through your chest. Now, keeping that length, go for airplane. Press back through your fingers. So you're getting as long as possible through your arms. It's going to help you extend your spine, really lengthen into the pose, and also create that up dog chest that we want to see here. Now press out through your back heel really hard, like you're about to step on the wall behind you or kick it or something like that. Now keep your hands bound and slowly turn towards half moon. You're going to find a point where you probably want to open your arms. That's okay. When you find that point, you can totally go for half moon as you already know it. Nice job. Just a little challenge there. Look up over your top fingertips. Look up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and feet down. That's it. Okay, shake out that leg. I know it's a lot of work on one leg. Take the opposite hand bind. If you interlaced your fingers, this time go for your thumbs. If you interlaced your thumbs last time, go for your fingers. Try it out. Get a long spine and then press forwards into airplane. Nicely done. Keep the length, pressing your fingers back, eyes to one spot. Turn your drishti on like you're a superhero who's like lasering a hole into the wall or the floor in front of you. Make your drishti like that. Bring some power to it. Now, half moon. Go for it nice and slow here. Nice job in those transitions. Bring your eyes up to the ceiling this time. Lift your palm up towards the ceiling. Take one more full breath in, and then feet down. You guys are all back and forth this morning. I find every single pose, one of you guys is looking at each other. We're good. By the way, my sisters and I used to kick each other over in poses, so looking at each other in a pose is definitely less disruptive to a class than that is. Let's take dancer. So right side. Kick your right foot back. Take your shin back and then press forwards through your palm. Create length here. Don't go so much for the height of the pose, just length from your shin all the way up to your front fingertips. And then switch sides. Left side dancer. I traditionally always fall over in equanimity. It is actually my least favorite of the whole series, simply because I always fall in it, which of course made these poses my sister's favorite to try to kick me over in. Take a big breath in. And then feet to the mat. Shake it out. So you did right side, you did the warm-up, you did left side, you did the warm-up, real time. Right side dancer. Grab your ankle. Front hand reaches forwards. Now, I want you to press your palm towards your drishti point this time. Find that spot in front of you that's not moving, and then press your palm towards it like you're about to give it a high five. Really make the action happen here. Once you've got that in your front hand, now press back through your back shin just a little bit harder, and then we'll switch sides. Yeah, you got it. Set it up. Left side dancer. Last one here. Palm reaches towards your drishti point. Really like you're about to tap it with your palm. Like you're about to give it a high five. Create length in the pose. Flex your foot. Press back through your shin. Take one more breath, and then feet down. Tree pose on the right side. You can go for your foot either at your thigh, your shin, or your, but this time let's hands to heart center. Eyes to one point, and then breathe. Take 2 more breaths here. Take 1 more breath, and then feet down. Switch sides, left side tree pose. Press in through the bottom of your palms with your hands at heart center. Press your thumb knuckles into your chest so that you can physically feel your breath. So you can feel your chest rise and fall with your inhales and exhales. Take just another breath or two. Press down through your heel. Feet to the mat. Inhale, extended mountain. Reach up. And then exhale, fold. Big breath in, halfway lift. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog with a breath in. Down dog, breath out. Right side triangle. Yeah, bring your right foot up through your hands. Leave your right hand on the ground. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Triangle used to be one of my favorite poses. I looked forwards to triangle every single class. By the time I got here, I was like, oh, yes, my favorite pose. I get to hang out in this pose. And then one day, I decided that I actually hated triangle. Triangle all of a sudden became this pose that I dreaded because I thought I knew all the things about it. And then I tried closing my eyes. And suddenly, triangle was this felt experience of my body and of my breath, instead of just a pose that I got to hang out in for a little bit and wait for the next one in. Try the poses on like they're new to you. On your next inhale, rise up to standing. And then take side facing, wide-legged, forward fold. With a big inhale, lift up, and then exhale, fold forwards. Walk your fingertips out in front of you so that they're tented on the ground, and then press your hips back. It creates this long stretch in your spine. Let your head drop down, knees soft here. Take 1 more breath in. Breath out. And then we'll inhale, rise up to standing. For namaste, front facing, forward fold. So before you fold, get both feet. You're going to need some width here, so at least hip width distance, if not further. Now check out both of your feet. You want your big toes facing the front of the mat, so they're looking straight forwards like they're on railroad tracks. Fingers interlace behind your back. Get that long, flat spine, and then lean forwards. Create the fold by pressing your hips backwards. Now, once you find your fold, you should be experiencing a big stretch up the back of your front leg, up into your hamstring. That's it. If you're not finding that stretch, you might need to bend your knees more or put some more weight onto your back foot. Now bring your fingertips down to the floor and let your head drop down, chest drop down towards your thigh. Again, looking for that big stretch up the back of your leg. Pressing your weight into your back heel on the back foot. Take another breath in. And on your exhale, chaturanga out of the pose. Move through up dog with a breath in. Down dog on your breath out. Left side triangle. Create the base of the pose. Your 2 feet and then your bottom hand. That's going to be the base today. You can use your bottom hand either on your ankle, your block, the ground, whatever works for you. And then try closing your eyes in the pose. Try discovering what your body feels like today from the feeling of your feet pressing into the ground, from the feeling of your breath, from your heart beating. Live into this experience of the pose. Part of equanimity and in finding this balance, finding that sweet spot between over effort or under effort, is this sense of self or a sense of home and familiarity in your body. Because how are you going to know that you're in the eye of the storm if you don't know what calm looks like? So you have to find this home base. On your next breath in, we'll rise up. And then side facing, wide-legged, forward fold. Breathe in, fold down on your exhale. Feet facing the long end of your mat. Go for your ninja lunges today. Bend your right knee, straightening out your left leg, and then switch sides. Move with your breath here. Get low in one side of the lunge, flexing your straightened, the foot on your straightened leg, and then switching sides and doing the same thing on the opposite leg. Keep your drishti active here. Even if you're moving in a pose, the drishti should stay the same, or at least vary only a little bit. In your next breath or two, even out your sides, come back to center, and then on an inhale, rise the whole way up to standing, set up for namaste, front facing forward fold. Now, both feet on railroad tracks, so straight out in front of you. Feet wide, hands bound, press your hips back to fold forwards. As you're folding, if you notice that 90% of your weight dumps into your front foot, start to work on bringing 50% of your weight into your back foot. You should have a 50-50 balance here. You can do so by bending your knees a little bit, switching them back and forth, and then also pressing your sits bones back. On this side, that probably means pressing your left hip crease back towards the far side of the room. Now bring your fingertips to the floor, and this time, walk your fingertips forwards in front of you, and then press backwards through your hips, kind of like the way we did in the first side-facing wide-legged forward fold. So pressing back through your hips, using your fingertips as an anchor to create a nice long spine here. Take another breath in, and then exhale, chaturanga, back down to the mat. Move through up dog, inhale, down dog, let that go. Roll out into a high plank. And then from here, slowly lower the whole way down to your mat. Locust pose, 1. Press down, lift up, locust. Bring your hands out wide at your sides, lift up, drishti to the top of your mat so that you're keeping your chin tucked. Go for length here over height. Just get long from your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in, and then we'll come back down. All right, so this time you're going to need blocks. And by the way, Elizabeth, I recommend using the foam block for this. The wood block's really heavy to do it. So you're going to take your block and sit it on your low back. Then take your palms and press them into the sides of your block using just your palms to hold the block. So you only want the press in of your hands creating this. And then you're going to press into the block as you lift up for locust pose. So just your palms lifting your shoulders up, lifting your toes up, lifting the block up, straightening your arms here. Get nice and long. That's it. Okay, come back down. The first time I did this, and somebody told me, hey, your arms should be working in locust pose, I was deeply offended. I was like, what do you mean they're supposed to be working here? Move your blocks, take upward facing dog, hands by your low ribs. I'm telling you, the splash zone, it's a real thing. Yeah, we're going to ignore the little lake that I've created back there. It's 32 ounces of a lot of water. Now let's go for camel, knees down. All right, so for camel, bring your block with you. It's my favorite tool in case you haven't noticed. So bring your block right in between your knees. Now you're going to do this little scoot thing side to side to get your knees as close as you can to this block. You really want to squeeze in. Now place your hands in your back pockets. Squeeze into the block. So you're going to feel your legs turn on. This should even turn on your core muscles. Create all of that action, pulling inwards, and then lift up and go back for camel. So the whole front side of your body stays active in this pose. Even as you're leaning back into the camel, hug in through both of your knees. That's it. Take one more deep breath in, and then inhale, roll the whole way up. Exhale, sit back onto your ankles. Take a nice reset here. Reset your breath, reset your body. Then we'll do camel round you. Yes, so block comes back in between your knees. Set it up so you've got the hug into your block, almost like you're crushing all the foam there. Lift up and then go back for camel. So in camel, I like to always picture that divot right between your collarbones. Press that straight up to the ceiling. So you're looking for a lift up more than you are looking for a back bend here. That's it. Nicely done. Take one more breath. Stay for one more breath. And then on your next inhale, roll the whole way up and take downward facing dog. Yes, you can remove your blocks. No need to bring blocks in down dog. Now, let your chest drop down towards the floor. Palms press into the mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale. And then we're going to jump through to a seated position. Ready, set, and move. Nicely done. Roll the whole way back onto your mat. Round one, bridge pose. Press down, lift up, bridge, however that looks today. Let this one be your messy round. Bridge looks like how it looks like. Your heels should be in close enough to your bum that you could just barely scrape them with your tips of your fingers. That's it. That's how you know. Then lift your hips up, shoulders tucked underneath of you. Take a big breath in. Come the whole way back down. Nicely done. All right. Round two. Press down, lift up, bridge pose. Shoulders tucked under, heels press into the mat to create the lift up here, happening all across your chest, in your back. Take one more breath and come the whole way down. All right, yogis, you know what we have up next. It's 6 poses. You get to choose bridge or wheel, whichever one is going to be a challenge in your practice today. Whichever one helps you be up to something bigger than yourself on your mat. Ready, set, now. Press down, lift up, round one for the inhale. Eyes open. Drishti to one point. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tuck your chin, come back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press down, lift up. Inhale, round two. Bridge or wheel. Eyes open. See what you see. Feel what you feel. Tuck your chin, come back down. Inhale. Exhale. Press down, lift up. Round three. Let's go. Bridge or wheel. Fullest extent yet. Press the palms of your heels down into the mat, the heels of your palms. Take a deep breath in, and then come back down. Take Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach. So we're halfway there. The thing to notice in these poses, find the equanimity in these poses, looking for your breath, looking to use your drishti to create calm. Now 3 more times. Let's go. Bridge your wheel. Feet out. Hands down into the mat. Ready, set, go. Press down, lift up, inhale. Bridge or wheel, round 4. Eyes open. Experience the full extent of the pose right here. Tuck your chin, come down. All right, inhale. Exhale. Press down, lift up, round 5. Here it is. Second to last pose. Eyes open. Breathe in. Tuck your chin, come back down. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Press down, lift up, round 6. This is it. Your last opportunity for 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Take Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach. Now, typically in this pose, we cue you to open your eyes and to place your drishti on one point in the room. But today, let's close our eyes. So we're going to use our inner drishti, use your inner focus, your inner attention. Place that on your breath. And the feeling of your palms lifting and falling. Put your drishti on your heartbeat. And its steady rhythmic flow underneath of your top hand. Create a sense of centering. This deep felt sense of self. Now, this is your body. This is your home. And the thing about it is that who you are right here on your mat, exactly as you showed up today, this person, this body is whole. This body, this person is perfect. This body and this person is complete. You are not broken. There is not something that needs to be fixed here. This is you. Now, this sense of self, this sense of centering, that's you. And this feeling is what you get to come back to each time life throws something hard at you, something that knocks you off balance. You return to this state of equanimity. Take happy baby. Hands by the outer edges of your feet. Rock right to left. Yeah, if you don't rock, this pose is called dead bug, and I just find that horrid. Nobody wants to be a dead bug, but we definitely want to be a happy baby. So you rock from right to left. That's it. Back and forth just a little bit, and then we'll take both heels straight up to the ceiling. Now, I want you to pay attention. Press your sits bones, so like the backs of your hips, down into the mat. Then press your lowest ribs down into the mat. You're creating this square from your hip bones all the way up to your low ribs. This little square of your lower body, all of that is going to stay pressing down into the mat through all of these next poses, yeah? So now with your feet up at 90 degrees, reach your fingertips up towards our toes. We're going to curl up to our toes for 20, 19, nice and slow, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, breathe, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, shins at 90 degrees, parallel to the mat, fingertips behind your ears. Now for yogi bicycles, you're keeping that whole square from your low ribs all the way to your hips on the mat. Just twisting through your upper body and then moving your legs. Ready? Let's go. Nice and slow for 20. Flex your feet. 19, 18, 17, 16, slow it down. 15, 14, 13. Press out through your feet. 12. Yeah, you've got it. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, knees into your chest. Let's rock head to toe 3 times. Ready? The whole way forwards, the whole way. Oh my gosh. I think this is actually my record so far of knocking my water bottle over in a class, just as an FYI, so everybody knows. You're going to need your blocks for this next one. So take your blocks. We're going to roll the whole way back onto your mat. Yeah, I think so take the long end of your block and press it against your knees. Now both hands go on the block. From here, you want to really press your knees into your hands and then press your hands into your knees. Now take your right hand and extend that up overhead. Take your left leg and extend that out in front of you. Shin at 90 degrees. The last one that's in the air. That's it. Now press into the block with one hand pressing against one knee. That's it. Reach up and out. Flex your foot. And then we're going to switch sides. Yeah, I know. This one doesn't look hard. Then all of a sudden you go, I think I'm melting. Press up through your top hand. Flex your wrist. Reach up really high. That's it. Take one more breath. And then we'll switch sides. Round 2. Opposite hand out. Opposite leg out. Create length all along your body. Hug your lowest belly down towards the mat. Take one more breath, and then we'll switch sides. Last one. One hand on the block. One hand up overhead. Press your knee into the block. Press your hand into the block. Hug your low belly down. Okay, knees hug into your chest. Yes, you can throw your block away. Rock head to toe 3 times. 1, 2, and down dog. 3. So in our downward facing dog, we're going to move into a slightly different version of half pigeon today. This is a sciatic nerve stretch. So when your low back starts pinching during the week after standing or sitting all day, this is going to stretch that nerve out. So from here, I'm going to turn this way. Take your left foot, cross it underneath of your body. Yeah, so you're going to be on your heel. And then from here, you want to lower your hips down so that your hip bones, the hip points, are facing straight towards the mat. So you're going to press your heel out as you lower the whole way down. Now, this is a Goldilocks and the 3 bears kind of pose, okay? Oh, yeah, you're going to want to come way over here. So you're looking to tip this hip forwards towards the mat. Now, I'm going to need a thumbs up if you're getting a stretch, thumbs down if we don't have a stretch. Yeah, the stretch comes along the outer edge of your bottom leg. Yeah, we got that? Okay, now if you need to turn the heat up on this pose, you're really going to flex your foot, press out through your heel. You might even lift your foot up a little bit higher, and that'll add intensity. If you need the opposite and you got to turn this pose down, you need to turn the intensity down a little bit, you can bring your heel lower or bend your knee more. So give me a little thumbs up if you've got some feeling here. Yes? Yeah? Maureen, Sue, how are we doing? Thumbs? Good. Okay, good stuff. Now eyes open and breathe. You might find after a few breaths in this pose that you might need to turn the heat up a little bit. Now you might find some more ease in it. To do so, flex your foot, press out through your heel. That's it. And if you need to take the intensity up a little bit higher. Here, do you need a hand? Okay, yeah, we got this, no problem. All right, so let's start in down dog. So from here, you guys are good, don't worry, you can keep breathing. From here, take this foot, cross it underneath of you. Yeah. And you want to keep your hips up nice and high. Then pressing those foot out so that it's going straight out, you're going to bring your hips down towards the floor. Yeah, so you're looking to take this hip up and over this way so that your chest is facing straight down. Oh, yeah. Now you feeling something on the outer side of your leg? Okay, that's okay. Good stuff. Yeah, I know all of a sudden it really is. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You're like, okay, I'm getting nothing. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there it is. Found the whole pose. That's all of it. The magic all in one. Oh, yeah, definitely. My favorite is I've got a student in the York studio, and he plays soccer really competitively, and he's an adult, so he's been doing this his whole entire life, tons of running. His low back gets super tight. He's actually upside down. He's really great at handstands, like 90% of the practice. But the thing is, I look at him and I go, hey, I know that you're avoiding these poses because your low back is tight. Get down here. You can do handstands any time of the day. Man, the first time that I taught him this pose, he looked at me and he just went, help. This little help. And sometimes you're going to feel that way. Yeah, Henry, how are you doing? Okay. You can bend that bottom knee a little bit more too. It might bring a little bit more ease into the pose if you need that. Susan online, how are you doing? I can't see your thumbs up, but I'm hoping that you're doing well over there. Take a big breath in. Exhale. And then we're going to come to down dog. Yes, I know there's no cute way to get out of this pose. There's like no nice vinyasa. Just find your way out of it and then make your way to down dog. You can stretch out your legs a little bit. Now, this pose can be slightly easier to get into if you have a slidey thing like a towel, a sock, a face mask. And if, a strap also works. So from this down dog, now we're taking our opposite leg, which is our right leg, correct? We did the left one. Now it's the right leg. Slip that underneath of you. Heel presses out as you press both hips straight down towards the mat. So you're looking to turn this top hip from here over on top of your thigh. That's it. And again, to intensify the pose, if you're not finding the stretch along the outer edge of your leg, press your heel out, flex your foot. That's it. Or bring your foot up a few inches higher. Maureen, how are you doing? Good, thanks. Okay, good stuff. Sue? Good stuff. Elizabeth? Nice job. Ruben? Henry? Good. Now keep your eyes open and breathe. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Swing your legs around. Both legs are going to come out in front of you. I know. How's that doing? How are you feeling? A little bit looser? Yes? Okay. Fingertips up to the ceiling. Flex your feet. And then exhale, fold forwards. Do this fold with a flat back first. So if you can reach your toes and keep your back straight, good stuff. I actually really always prefer to keep my hands on the outer edges of my legs. From here, I can use my fingers to pull my shoulders back and really get this nice flat back. You're going to have to actively think about pulling your pinky toes back towards your face. Nice job. Bend your knees a little bit. Then take a breath in. And on your exhale, you can straighten out your legs and let your head fall forwards. This is seated ragdoll. It's different from the seated forward fold that we usually do. Your legs are a little bit straighter, and your head drops down lower. On your next inhale, roll up to a seated position. Tabletop, fingers facing your heels, press down, lift up. Now, if you want my pro tip for this pose, rock forwards and backwards. It stretches out the front of your shoulders. And I love that stretch. That's another hard part of your body to stretch. There you go. And then we're going to make our way the whole way back down to the mat. Let's go for waterfall. Feet up towards the ceiling. Place a block by your low back. If you are so inclined and would like to get upside down into another pose, that's more than fine with me. Go ahead and do what feels right for your body today. While you're upside down, flex your feet. Shoulder stands can move to plow. Plow can move to deaf yogis with your knees bent. And then slowly roll the whole way back down onto your mat. Waterfall, removing your block out from underneath of you. Hug your knees up into your chest. Let them drop to the right side of your body. Eyes over your left shoulder. Knees right, eyes left. Cold eye towels are by the upper right or left hand corner of your mat. Feel free to use them. Drop your knees to the left side of your body. Eyes over your right shoulder. As you breathe with each exhale, let your shoulders melt down towards your mat. Hug your knees up into your chest. Let your legs and arms go long. Shavasana. Buddha taught that throughout our lives, we should expect to encounter 4 specific joys and their opposites: pleasure and pain, gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disrepute. The world conditions us to seek unchanging pleasure, gain, praise, and fame. The problem is that things don't always work out that way. When we experience pain, loss, blame, and disrepute, we take it personally, as if something is deeply wrong with us. Equanimity releases us from unrealistic expectations about what life should be and allows us to stay centered amid the inevitable highs and lows. Here's a question. Can you see yourself as the same person who maintains composure on a sinking ship, which allows you to help save the lives of others on board? In truth, our equanimity is full of courage, and it can save lives, even our own. Your focus in today's practice is equanimity. You'll find when you're practicing that you discover that when you want to come out of a pose is the moment that you come face to face with your psychology. When you hit a threshold, and we all have thresholds, it's an opportunity to see yourself clearly and ask the winds of grace to carry you. Remember, they're always there, willing and ready to carry you if you just raise your sails. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Hug your knees up into your chest. Rock onto your right side. Place your forehead on the mat. Press yourself up into a seated position. Inhale, hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll close class today by chanting 3 ohms. Bring your thumb knuckles up to forehead center. Together we bow our heads and we say, Namaste. Thank you. Thanks everybody for showing up, for practicing. It was so good to see you all. You know, in case you're ever interested in the methodology that we teach here in class, so methodology, yeah, it's like some of the, there are poses and principles that we practice. Poses, you clearly know. That's the workout portion on your mat. But when you hear your instructor start talking about something that makes you go, or brings like a little thing into your practice, that's probably a piece of methodology. If you're interested in the methodology, I always recommend our 250-hour teacher training program. It's called Access. But before you hear, oh, teacher training program, do I have to teach? I think you should know that over 50% of all of our people who take the program actually never intend to teach. Like they are just not into it for that. They're there to deepen their practice, learn about the methodology, and take something away for themselves. If you learn that you want to teach during that, that's great. We'd love to have you. But if not, the practice, the teacher training access is really there for you. That's it. That's all I have. And if you want more information, check out the website. By the way, if you've got extra blocks and things, you can just leave them on the ground. I'll come through, pick them up after class. Hello, Katie. I'm good. Just as an FYI, Maureen was in this morning and let me know about your mat. Yes. Yes. She was so excited to try it. Oh, good stuff. We'll see how it goes. I forgot my mask. Oh, and my thing's still on.